Hi, I'm Sue O'Hanlon, and I'm a therapist in Hope Counseling Ministries here, right here at the church. I am bringing the refresh for Wednesday, February 8th. I have a few notes I'm going to look down at, and please forgive me. But I had something else planned to share today, and God has redirected me. Travis's sermon on doubt has got me thinking a lot, and I want to share some things about how that happens in my life. I'm going to share an experience to show you the process of what I go through. I don't doubt God's existence. I don't doubt that he's good. I don't doubt that he has a good plan for me. But sometimes my life experience doesn't match what I know to be true. So it's like this bad thing happened and God is good. Like, what's up with that? How does that match? It doesn't seem to. Now, I have a belief that when we have hard questions, we have to go to God with them. If we don't, then it's kind of like in a marriage. If there was an affair and then it was just never talked about, it's not going to be a close marriage. You won't trust each other. There'll be distance, right? Just same with God. When you have questions, doubts that break what you know to be true, that don't match, we have to either press into God or we will back up from him. So 19 years ago, we lost a daughter, tragically and suddenly. I'm not going to go into it a lot, except to tell you my experience with what that did in my faith. It was one of those times where my experience did not match what I knew was true about God. God is good. He has a good plan for me. My daughter died. What's up with that, God? I could not make sense of it. I did not know a human being could endure that much pain. I really had a thought that I might die that first night, that my heart might just burst. But I didn't. And as I started that grueling walk through grief, I cried out to God. I screamed, I prayed, I cried, I sang again and again. I was driving to Chico a couple times a week, and that was where I did a lot of my grieving because I was alone. And I would scream, Lord, just like Travis showed us in church Sunday. Lord, where are you? How could this be? How could good God let my daughter die? Do we not follow you? And on and on and on. That was the process I went through. And sometimes in an instant, sometimes slowly, over those months that I was in the beginning of our grief, God met me and he spoke to me and he put my questions to rest. I'm not going to go into what he told me today. It's not the reason for this refresh. What I wanted you to know is that it's okay to do just that. I want to just affirm what Travis was saying Sunday. To go right to God and cry out to him. During that first year after she died, I couldn't really read anywhere but the Psalms. And they say about 70%, I'm not sure if that's correct, but of the Psalms are lament Psalms. Lament means to have that deep, deep sorrow. I want to read just part of Psalm 13, where David says, How long, Lord? Will you forget me forever? Will you not answer me forever? How long will you hide your face from me? How long must I wrestle with my thoughts and day after day have sorrow in my heart? How long will my enemy triumph over me? And then down at the end, he says, But I trust in your unfailing love. My heart rejoices in your salvation. I will sing the Lord's praise, for he has been good to me. That's the process I went through again and again. Lord, 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 but I know you're good. And as I did that, God brought me the truth that I needed. And I have to say that I am more who I am today than I would be if I hadn't gone through it. I would never sign up for it. I didn't have that choice. But because I've walked it, God has used it to make me more of who I was created to be. Now, about the part of doubt, I want you to think about Peter walking on the water. He is a pretty brave dude. Call me out, Lord, I can come if you call me, if it's really you. And he steps on the water and he walks on the water. And what happens? He loses sight of Jesus. The waves get big and he looks over and he goes underwater or starts to fall into the water. The Chosen has a beautiful scene where they show him going all the way under the water and he cries out, Jesus! And when he looks to Jesus, Jesus' hand pulls him back up. And then he says, oh, you of little faith, why did you doubt? And that's what happened is Peter let his experience get bigger in his eyes than the truth of Jesus. And that's what I've done. One more thing I want to share, and that is why would I share a story like that? Such a sad story. Well, there's this really cool verse in Revelation 12:11. It says, they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and the word of their testimonies. And as I speak out my word, it can grow faith in you, and it comes back in my own hearing, and it grows faith in me. And I look and go, that was really cool what you did, Lord. I'm a storyteller. I love stories, and I think we learn so much, and Jesus used stories all through the scriptures. That's why I've shared my story with you today, but not just for you to think about me, but for you to think about you. So what are the hard questions you have that you haven't felt like you could take to God? He's really big. He can handle it. We can even get mad at him. We know that he does no wrong, but sometimes it feels like it. So I just encourage you, go before the Lord with your questions. Ask him, be real with him, and let him meet you there. Thanks so much. You have a great day. Bye-bye.